Recently, I was browsing Fiverr and I noticed something that caught my attention. There are people selling Blox Fruits accounts for really cheap prices. Some of them claim the accounts are high level, with rare fruits, good swords, and a lot of progress already done in the game. And that made me think, is it actually worth buying one of these accounts, or is it just a scam? So today we are going to find out. In this video, we are going to buy a cheap Blox Fruits account from Fiverr and test it to see if it's actually good. We will check the level of the account, the fruits it has, the weapons, the stats, and everything else inside the inventory. If the account is really as good as the seller says, then this might actually be one of the easiest ways for new players to start strong in Blox Fruits. But if it's not, well, then we might have just wasted our money. So first, let's open Fiverr and search for Blox Fruits accounts. Alright, so here we are on Fiverr. As you can see, there are a lot of people selling Blox Fruits accounts. Some of them are pretty expensive, but some are actually very cheap. I'm talking about accounts that cost less than $10. Now, of course, cheap doesn't always mean good. Sometimes when something's very cheap online, it can also be risky. But that's exactly why we're doing this test today. Okay, so I found one listing that looks interesting. The seller claims the account is a high-level account, and it also says it comes with some good fruits and decent items. The price is actually very low compared to other listings. So you know what? Let's buy it and see what happens. Alright, the order has been placed. Now we just need to wait for the seller to send us the account details. And while we wait, let me know in the comments if you think this is going to be a good deal or a total scam. Alright, so the seller just sent the account information. Now it's time for the real test. Let's open Roblox, log into the account, and launch Blox Fruits. Okay, we are now inside the account. The first thing we're going to check is the level. Because in Blox Fruits, level is one of the most important things. It shows how much progress the account already has. Wow. Okay, this is actually higher than I expected. Now let's check the inventory. I want to see what fruits the account has because fruits are one of the most valuable things in the game. Alright, we have a few interesting fruits here. Some of them are common, but there are also some that look pretty decent. Next, let's check the swords and weapons. Okay, this account actually has some solid gear. Not the rarest items in the game, but definitely good enough for someone who wants to skip the early grinding. And speaking of grinding, if you've ever played Blox Fruits from level 1, you know how long it can take to reach higher levels. That's why some players decide to buy accounts instead of grinding for weeks. But again, buying accounts can be risky, and that's why we're testing it today. Now let's do a quick gameplay test. I want to see how strong this account actually is in combat. Alright, the damage looks pretty good. The abilities are working fine, and overall the account feels pretty solid. So at this point, the big question is, was it worth the price? Honestly, for the price we paid, this account is actually not bad. It's not the most powerful account in the game, but it definitely saves a lot of time if you don't want to grind from the beginning. However, you should always be careful when buying accounts online. Make sure you buy from trusted sellers, check reviews, and never spend more money than you're willing to lose. Because sometimes things online can look great, but they don't always turn out that way. But in this case, it actually looks like we got a decent deal. If you want, we can also make another video where we buy an even more expensive Blox Fruits account and see if it's actually worth it. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more Blox Fruits content like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments if you think buying Blox Fruits accounts is worth it, or if grinding the game yourself is the better option. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.